instructor with Penn State Campus Recreation, Fitness, and Wellness. So today I have a short little yoga flow. We're going to be focusing on some shoulder work, strengthening and stretching out, and then a little bit of balance as well. A few quick reminders before we get started. So all of this can be done in the comfort of your own home. You don't need any props. If you have a yoga mat or a core mat, you can grab that and use that, but it's not absolutely necessary. Just make sure whatever surface you're on is comfortable to move around on. Make sure you have enough space around you wherever you are, and you're wearing comfortable clothes to work out in, move around in. I recommend that you have water on hand nearby so you can grab it if you need it. Throughout this workout or this yoga flow, if you feel any discomfort, pain, shortness of breath, or dizziness, stop what you're doing right away, take a break. But other than that, make sure you're listening to your body throughout the entire time. I'll give modifications, but if anything makes you feel uncomfortable or you just need a little bit of a break, just make sure you're listening to your body and do what your body needs. But with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Feel free to play whatever playlist that you want, that calms you, gets you in the right mindset. But we'll go ahead and get started in a seated position, so sitting on our legs, sitting back kind of in a kneeling position. Go ahead and roll your shoulders down and away from your ears, sitting up nice and tall. So think about extending the crown of your head up towards the sky, lengthening your spine, and then start to engage your core a little bit. So that's going to help protect our spine and maintain that strong posture. So sitting up tall, feeling that core engage, and just start to take notice of your breath. So slowing it down, taking nice deep inhales, filling up the lungs, opening that chest, and then exhaling out nice and slow, letting everything go. Inhale, opening up, sitting up tall still, keeping that core engaged, and then exhale everything down. Go ahead, take 2 more breaths on your own, really thinking about opening up that space, lengthening the spine, and exhale. On this last breath, set an intention. So set your intention as you inhale, and then as you exhale, visualize how you can manifest that intention, how you can make that happen, whether it's today, later today, maybe later this month, just whatever that means to you. Go ahead, take 1 more deep inhale in, and then as you exhale, we're going to slowly drop 1 ear down to 1 shoulder, and just think about letting the top of your head go really heavy. So opening up that space on that opposite side of your neck here. Option for an even deeper stretch, you can gently place your hands on the ground next to you. So that's just gonna help open up that stretch a little bit more. Slowly place that hand back on your legs. Inhale your head back to center, and we're gonna exhale it down to the other side. So again, allow your head to get nice and heavy here. Open up that space down the side of your neck, and then again, feel free to take that option if you want to gently lay that hand onto the ground next to you to open it up a little bit more. Allowing each exhale to pull that head a little bit closer to the ground. Carefully draw that hand back onto your legs. Inhale your head back to center. This time, go ahead, inhale, reach both arms up to the sky, reach tall, gaze goes up towards those fingertips. And then exhale, 1 hand comes down to the ground, other hand reaches up and over. Think about really reaching those fingertips to the opposite side of the room. Feeling that stretch along the side here. Inhale, both arms back up to center, and then exhale, we're going to take it to the other side. So same thing on the other side. That 1 hand falls to the ground, that other arm is going to reach up and over, opening up this space in our side here. One more time, inhale to center. Exhale that hand down to the ground. This time, if you want to try to bring your forearm down to the ground, you can for an even deeper stretch. But only if you're feeling that today. Feel free to take it back up. If you do decide to go down to your forearms, think about trying to keep your glutes glued to the backs of your feet. So you don't want to be lifting up as you're stretching, because that will ruin the stretch basically. So really think about keeping those glutes pressed onto your feet. So if that means staying up a little bit higher, then take that option. Last breath here. Get ready to inhale your arms back up to center. Gaze goes up tall. And then exhale last time to that other side. Again, feel free to take it a little bit deeper. But if you feel your glutes start to lift, then lift that arm a little bit taller. So we really want to optimize this stretch along our side. Couple more deep breaths here. Seeing how far we can reach those fingertips across the room. Awesome. And go ahead, inhale. Both arms reach back up overhead. From here, we're going to reach our arms back behind us, interlace our fingers behind our back. I'll turn around so you can see me a little bit better. So opening up that chest, think about squeezing your shoulder blades together behind you, keeping that gaze a little bit upwards. And then from here, engage your core, keep your spine nice and flat. We're going to start to bring our head down towards the mat, raising those arms up overhead as we do so. So getting a nice deep shoulder stretch here. You can let your head just rest on that mat. Couple more deep breaths. And then slowly roll it on back up to center. One more time. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then open your arms. Inhale up towards the sky. Exhale down. Reach for the front of that mat. So into a child's pose here. Your forehead can rest onto the mat once again. Allow those shoulders to open up. And then from here, so option if you want to keep this child's pose, you can. But if you want a deeper stretch on your shoulders, we're going to shift our weight so that our hips are stacked right over our knees. And then we're going to start to extend our arms in front of us so that our chest and our chin falls onto the mat. So this is our puppy pose. If you've never done this before, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's really going to open up your shoulders, stretch out your back. It's a really great shoulder opener. So holding here, again, if you want to just hold that child's pose, you can. And then from here, slowly lift on up, slide forward, lowering your chest down to the mat. And then lift on up slightly. So raise that chest slightly into a little bit of a Sphinx pose. So starting to warm up that spine. Lower it all the way down. Place your hands right underneath your shoulders. And then we're going to start to slowly press our hands into the mat, lifting on up a little bit higher into a Cobra. Feel free to take a low Cobra so you don't have to extend your arms all the way. You can keep your elbows slightly bent, but exhale those shoulders down and away from your ears. Easing up, and then slowly lower it back down. Keep those elbows tight to your side. This time, option to go back into that Cobra, or if you want to take up dog, getting ready to engage those quads, pressing into the mat, lifting everything up except for the tops of your feet and your hands. Gaze comes up again, shoulders relaxed away from our ears. Get ready to curl those toes under, and then exhale, shoot those hips back behind you into a down dog. So if this is your first down dog of the day, feel free to pedal out your heels. Add some movement into this stretch here if you want to kind of wave your hips side to side to stretch out those hamstrings. I always like to press my chest down towards the mat to really open up that space in my shoulders. From here, we're gonna shift on over into a high plank. So back stays nice and flat, stacking those shoulders right over those wrists. Option if you want to come down to your knees, you can, keeping that gaze down towards the mat. Elbows stay close to our sides. We're gonna lower down slow all the way down till we reach that mat. And then once again, get ready to make your way into either Cobra or Up Dog. So whichever option is best for you today. Curl those toes under, exhale those hips back behind you into Down Dog. So pedaling out those heels if you want once again, and then go ahead, drop your knees down towards the mat, shift back into Child's Pose. And if you want to bring your hands back behind you, you can, just to alleviate some of that pressure on your shoulders. Nice deep breaths here. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to place those hands back onto the mat. So forearms planted. We're going to lift up into kind of a tabletop position, but with our forearms on the ground. And then curl those toes under, press into the mat so that your hips are up in the air. So kind of like a down dog, but from your forearms. This is called our Dolphin Pose. So it might feel a little bit uncomfortable if you haven't done it before, but it's really good to strengthen those shoulders. If you're trying to work on your forearm stand, this is definitely a pose that you want to practice strengthening. So while we're here, really lift up the chest. So don't let your shoulders sink down into your neck. You want to lift up, and then if you want to pedal out those heels, you can. Nice deep breaths, and then go ahead, lower those knees down to the ground, shift back into Child's Pose. Relax those shoulders. If you want to bring the hands together and then place them on the back of the head for more of a stretch in your triceps, you can. And then place those forearms back on the ground, shift forward one more time, curl those toes under, shoot those hips up behind you. So back into that Dolphin Pose. This time we're gonna add a little challenge. So raise one leg up into the air, lift it tall, bend it up towards your chest. Exhale, send it back. One more time, bring it up towards your chest and send it back. Go ahead, lower that foot down to the ground right away. Lift up that other foot. Draw your knee up towards your chest. Send it back. Last time, hold strong. Draw that knee up towards your chest. Send it back. Let that foot float back down towards the mat, and then those knees can lower down. Shift back into Child's Pose. And then again, if you want to take Puppy Pose instead, so shifting forward to open up those shoulders a little bit more, you can. That option is really up to you here. Nice deep breaths. And then whichever pose you chose to take, go ahead, just lift on up, walk your hands back. So we're sitting on our feet like we were at the beginning of class. And then from here, we're just gonna practice our eagle arms. So go ahead, open your arms out to either side, bring them together. We're gonna place our right arm underneath our left and then bring our palms together so that they're touching. And then really just think about opening those shoulders away from each other. Sitting up nice and tall, keeping that core engaged. This is a really nice stretch on our arms here. Go ahead, open up those arms once again. Same thing, but switch sides. So this time I'm gonna bring the left arm underneath my right. Again, trying to bring those hands together so that they're touching. Awesome. Nice deep breaths. And then slowly open those arms back up. We're gonna make our way into a tabletop position and then curl those toes under, shift those hips back into that down dog once again. So hold strong here. We're gonna take our right leg, float that leg up into the air, draw that knee up towards your chest, hold here. Thinking about trying to get that knee as close as you can to your chin or your forehead even. And then send it back behind you, back into a three-legged dog, kicking it as high as you can. And then this time we're gonna draw that leg forward, step it about halfway between your mat. And then from here, we're gonna bring our hands a little bit closer, kick that left leg behind you into a standing split, and then try to find your balance. We're gonna make our way into a warrior three. So finding that balance. In that warrior three, slowly start to rise on up. Don't let that foot hit the ground. So don't let that foot hit the mat. We're gonna slowly bring it up in front of us. Raise that knee up in front. And then really slowly find your balance. Go ahead, cross it over that standing right leg. All right, so we're keeping that foot crossed, and then from here, we're gonna make our way into our eagle arm. So you can open your arms up again. The right arm comes underneath the left arm, and then try to bring those hands together. From here, if you're ready, you can try to hook that foot around that leg, and then sink a little bit lower into this balance challenge here. Nice deep breaths. Keep that core engaged. Maybe focus on something still in the room. Practice your balance. And if you fall out of it, that is totally okay. Just make your way back. Go ahead, take 2 more deep breaths. Just practicing this pose here. And then slowly unwind that foot. Lift it on up. Bring those hands back to heart center. And then you can place that foot flat on the ground. If you want to shake out your legs a little bit, you can. Go ahead, inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, we're gonna fold forward down to the mat. Keeping those hips right over those heels. Go ahead, inhale, lift halfway, making that spine nice and flat. And then exhale, plant those hands on the ground. Option if you want to step or hop your feet back. Make your way into a high plank. Lower down, shifting into up dog or cobra. So taking whichever option you need. Inhale here, open it up, and then exhale. Shoot those hips up behind you. Down dog here. This time we're gonna raise the left leg into the air. Draw that knee up towards your chest. Hold it as close as you can to your forehead or your chin. Squeezing here. Keep those shoulders over those wrists. Nice deep breaths. That core is engaged. Inhale here. Exhale, shoot that leg back behind you, back into three-legged dog once again. And then go ahead, draw that foot, step it onto the center of the mat. Walk your hands back, kick the right leg up into that standing split. So feeling nice stretch here. And then again, find that balance. Get ready to make your way into a warrior three, taking as much time as you need here. If you fall out of it once again, that is totally okay. But try not to touch the mat. We're gonna slowly make our way to a standing position. And then again, try not to touch that mat. Draw that knee up towards your chest. And then cross it over that standing leg. Awesome, you guys. This time we're gonna bring our left arm over top our right arm. So find those eagle arms here. And then once you're ready, if you want to start to twist that foot behind that leg into a full eagle, sinking a little bit lower here. Remember, keep that core engaged. Relax those shoulders down and away. And once again, if you fall out of it, that's totally okay. We're just practicing here. So it's all a process of learning and feeling our body and what works for us, getting used to these postures. Carefully start to unhook that foot and unwind from this pose. So lifting back up, bring your hands to heart center. That foot can make its way back to the mat. Shake out those legs, inhale those arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Nice stretch down the backs of our legs here. Just gonna hold here for a second. And then inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant those hands down on the mat. Step or hop into your high plank. Nice deep breath in, and then exhale, slowly lower it down, glide forward. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, bring those hips up into down dog. Feel free to pedal out those heels here. Nice deep breaths. And then once again, go ahead, lower those knees down. Back into our child's pose once again. And option is always there if you want to shift forward into that puppy pose, you can. But taking whichever of these options works best for you. Go ahead, take one more deep breath here. Relaxing those shoulders. And then when you're ready, we're gonna walk it on up into a tabletop position. Right arm lifts up to the side. Cross it in between that hole between our left arm and our legs. Lower that shoulder down to the mat. So nice deep stretch on your shoulder. And then option, if you want more of a spinal twist stretch, bring that left arm back and around. See if you can reach for your right quad. So really opening up that spine here. Also getting a nice shoulder stretch. Bring that left arm back, plant it into the mat, and press on up with that left hand. Same thing on the other side. So right arm comes down, left arm opens, thread that arm through that hole here, lowering that shoulder down to the mat, and then when you're ready, if you want a deeper spinal twist, bring that right arm back, trying to reach that left quad, that left thigh. Breathing through here. And then once again, plant that right hand into the mat to press on up. And then this time, we're gonna cross both of our hands in front of each other and then rest our forehead onto the mat. So really opening up our shoulders. Allow your palms to just open up to the sky here. Slowly roll it on up, switch sides, so whichever arm was on top, put that arm on the bottom and switch. So once again, stretching out those shoulders. Awesome, slowly roll it on up. We're gonna sit back on our legs one more time, reach those hands behind you, interlock those fingers, open up that chest, gaze towards the sky. Inhale here, and exhale, slowly come back to center. Finish up with one big inhale. So inhale, reach your arms up to the sky here, open up that chest, bring those palms together and slowly draw them down through your third eye to heart center. Last breath here. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you all for sharing this practice with me. Namaste. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this quick little shoulder balance sort of flow. Once again, my name is Morgan. Make sure that you're checking back in for more of our different types of workout videos. We're trying to release a lot of content for you guys so that you have a lot of different things that you can do in the comfort of your own home. Feel free to continue to stretch it on out. If Shavasana is in your practice, you can take that now as well. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. Bye. Thank you guys.